Okay, again, I was not going to make a video. This will be the last one, but I just want to address Candy's video. It's about the gang stalking cult, the Hate Candy campaign. And some of the things that she's saying on here. Candy, the thing is you do not see, you talk about videos. Do you forget that you've got thousands of videos up? And I think that you either don't care or you lie so much that you forget a lot of your videos that's up. Go back and watch some of your own videos. When you would have jobs, Candy, you would go to work and you would go to the bathroom and you would make videos about your coworkers at every job, every day. And your coworkers, you would talk so loud that your coworkers could hear you on the other side of the door because they would record you. That's what you would do. So you fail to tell people that. You fail to tell people how you would show up at work and go to the bathroom immediately. What most people would just shrug off, look, you're there to get a paycheck, okay? You're not married to these people. You don't have to become best friends with them. You're there to get a paycheck. You show respect, but you don't have to freak out and get traumatized over every single little thing. A lot of people do not get along with coworkers, but you always take it to another level. And that's what you would do. And at Piccadilly's, you were recording, you were doing a live. You were staying at that hotel, you had the Piccadilly's job. If you would have stayed with it, you would have done good. But because a man gave you a look you did not like, you quit that job. Didn't give them any notice, you just up and quit. And you've never tried to get a job since. You say you have. You record every aspect of your life, but you've never shown proof of that, ever. You say that you get kicked out and banned from everywhere. Do you tell people why? Do you tell people how you will go in and you will start spraying alcohol in a restaurant? And we're talking really nice, expensive places. And they would come over and they'd say, hey, you can't be doing that, rightfully so. That stuff burns your eyes and burns your nose. And you would get into an argument with them and start saying that they were evil and racist and gang stalkers, and you would say, and I cuss them from one end to the other. That's your famous saying. Do you ever tell people that? Do you ever tell people that when you go in someplace, if it's the smallest little bitty thing, I cuss them from one end to the other? Most things, problems is because of the alcohol. You have an issue with people smoking in the open air, but you do not have an issue with spraying tons and tons of alcohol in enclosed environments, buses, stores, restaurants, and apparently you don't care what it's doing to you physically on the inside and out, but other people do. You can't do that. But do you tell people that? Do you tell people when you lived in apartments how you would literally walk out your door and walk? One day you walked about a block and a half away from your apartment to a man who was working on his truck outside of his house, and you demanded that he turn down his music. I mean, that is something that a lunatic does. Do you tell people that when you lived in apartments how you would go 2, 3, 4 units down on a Saturday afternoon, early evening, and scream and demand that the kids were laughing too loud, or they were playing too loud, or turn down your music? Do you tell people that? Do you tell people see how you just walk down the street and how you go, you sigh constantly, you cuss people out, you call people stupid, and you put everyone on camera, you harass people? Well, it was even worse when you were in apartments. Do you tell people this? No, but what you do tell people is just the opposite. What you do tell people is that you're disabled. That's a lie. You are not disabled. You've never once said what your disability is. You can sure walk fast when you need to. You are not disabled. You do not have Tourette's. What you do, Candy, is you manipulate the truth. You deceive people. You get sympathy. You try to make your situation worse than what it is because you harass people. You will not leave people alone. You have not tried one time to find other resources, which is out there. I shared a video about another homeless woman that she was sharing what you can do. You've not tried to find a job, but you will blame everyone and everything else, and you never take accountability for anything in your life. And you're getting older. How much longer do you think the gravy train is going to stay around? Things are getting worse every day. People are getting more and more broke. So you feel comfortable in, as long as you can call out everybody else, and that everybody that says anything against you, that they're evil, they're gang stalkers, they're perps, they're the devil. No. People see how you are, the lies that you tell, the manipulation, and how horrible you treat people, how you harass them, and you do. And anybody with 2 eyes and 2 ears can see that and hear that. For some reason, you can't. That is your problem. And until you admit that and try to fix that, your life is going to stay exactly where it is. And another thing that proves your deceitfulness is that, well, you're wearing black, okay? How many times have you called out people wearing black? Every time you see anybody wearing red or blue, you call them out and you call them names. And I will ask you again, what colors was God is Good wearing the day that him, his wife, and his sister, either a sister or sister-in-law, came, handed you a fistful of money, gifts, got you hotel, da-da-da-da-da? What colors were they wearing? If that was the truth, and you truly believed that with all of your heart, soul, and mind, you would have called him out on the spot and said, stop. I will not take any money from you. But did you? No. Why? Because he was giving you money. But anybody else, you will call them out. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and you can try to weave yourself around that any way you want, but it's the truth. And the thing is you know it's the truth. And it is the truth, Candy. A lot of your supporters, and they have said it on other platforms, they were supportive of you at first. Some of them went back and watched a lot of your videos that came to the conclusion. A lot of them got tired of nothing ever changing with you, came to the conclusion. A lot of them just got tired of hearing the same thing 24/7. You have no format. You have no entertainment. You come on here and you gripe and complain and you beg and you blame everything and everyone else for everything in your life. And so, I mean, people can only take so much. So a lot of times when you say, well, they're blocking people from coming on, no, they don't want to come on because nothing ever changes. And that's just the truth. I mean, if you take that hateful, then you do, but I'm just telling you the truth. And you talk about narcissists and abusive. Candy, you're the most narcissistic human being I've ever seen. You truly believe that everybody is to obey you. You basically said that the other night. You did, because I filmed you while you were saying it, and I shared that video. You think that people are to obey you, to mind you, that no one has a right to even breathe, that when those benches belong to you, that town belongs to you, that sidewalk belongs to you, that park belongs to you, that you have the right to tell people to go somewhere. You'll even say, well, why aren't you at home? It's none of your business. If people want to walk around until the sun comes up, they've got the God-given right to do that. Who are you to tell them otherwise? But every time anybody ever tries to tell you, well, you can't boss me, you're being so narcissistic, you're not my mom, but you try to mother everybody. Or they're younger than me, but you have no issues with being very disrespectful with elderly people. You dish it out, but you can't take it. And you try to tell everybody, you try to convince everybody that anybody that disagrees with you or tries to offer you advice or makes a comment about you being hateful, just anything, they're game stalkers, and they're with the game stalking, whatever you say they are on YouTube. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, you do have a group of people that do say stupid things. I will give you that. But 95% of the people that say things is because they're reacting to what you do and what you say, especially with how you treat people and the things you do. So if you make yourself feel better or try to convince people of anything other than that, I tell them, go watch your videos. Okay, that's another thing. Who is unfollowing you? Because if you look at your numbers right here, you're up to 4,000. Your numbers are going up. So who's massively unfollowing you, Candy? Who is it? Because I'm not seeing the numbers. I'm seeing your numbers go up, which is in fact making you more money every month. Where's the mass unfollowing? Okay, see, that's another thing, Candy. You do not have Tourette's. Why do you lie? That's what I don't understand. You do not have Tourette's. That is one reason why you did not want that public defender defending you, because he said, you're going to have to show me proof of your Tourette's. I want to see medical proof that you have Tourette's. And when he said that, that just freaked you out and you got so angry. Stop telling people you're disabled and you have Tourette's. Stop lying. It's infuriating. I don't understand why you have to lie. Why? And you're saying you're hypersensitive to noise, so that is your excuse, and you're admitting it right here. Why you don't work.
So I'm hypersensitive to noise, and for me being hypersensitive, how could I have a job?
You can get a job. You can get earplugs. I promise you, Candy Grand Prix, you make enough money just in donations alone. They make good earplugs. You see, you're using that as an excuse. I'm telling you, she's never going to go to work. She's never going to support herself. She's never going to become a functional part of society as long as people continue to support her with every single one of her needs 24/7. And then she'll scream and cuss and tell people that they're the devils, they're going to burn in hell when they don't donate to her. Don't believe me? Go back and watch her videos. This is why I make them, Candy, because you take advantage of people. And there's a lot of people in this world who could, if they could even get a fourth of the money that's donated to you. That is very, very, very sad.